Welcome back to week 3, the recap of week 2, the pre-game.
What
Caleb,
a beautiful.
cheers.
Cheers, Kokamish.
Mm.
Cheers
Ah,
to a victory for you.
a victory was well fought, well needed. Um, as we'll get to later, not so much for you. It happens to
You
the
live and
best
you
of them,
learn.
though, right?
You live and you learn.
Well, there's not much else to do, but just dive right in here. I'll get my little notepad pulled up, and we'll see kind of where we
I
had our
would
bets.
start with a disclaimer. I am slightly sick, but it is not COVID. So
A
sorry if I
sickly
sound
Caleb.
real ugly.
I think you're beautiful. Let's see. So, starting out with me with the dub, I do have a note here that I think I remember you saying there was going to be a 3 to 5 point win between Grace and myself. So, I exceeded expectations here a little bit.
You did, sadly.
But the good thing is, we each get 1 point from this matchup.
Oh, we should maybe kind of forgot about it, but talk about the fact that we actually both did one game better last week because Grayson won week 1.
You're right. You're
The
right.
big
You're right.
the big stat correction. I kind of forgot about it because I wasn't in the game, but
I'm actually going to go ahead and add that to our scores. But yeah, that makes me 5-2, and that makes you 3-4 with this game added in. Well, yeah, we'll dive into that with our little special outing next video.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, looking here, it looks like Mr. Lamar Jackson carried my team heavily, along with Mike
Uh,
Williams.
yeah, but really, Lamar had 44. What a game!
That's kind of hard to lose when your quarterback does that much, but I almost did it because the rest of my team, except for Mr. Ryan Suckup and Mike Williams, did not
Well, I mean,
perform.
Mixon had 15. That's not a bad game.
No, Mixon was projected 15, and he
Oh,
got
you're right.
10.
He got 10. I'm sorry. They're both beside each other. It
Yeah,
threw me off.
it's a sickness.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, otherwise, like everyone underperformed besides Mike Williams and Lamar and Ryan
Uh,
Suckup.
Debo 14. It's not awful.
Right there. But I mean, it did the dub. It got me the dub, so I can't complain. My bench, I mean, I'm pretty happy with everyone I started. I don't think I would have started anyone else, even though the
But it's
points are different.
crazy. It's crazy to think about. You just like you have one guy go off for 40, and it's like, who cares what the rest of your team really does? You're probably gonna win.
As long as they like get close to their projection, you're gonna have a
Yeah,
decent score.
as long as they
Um,
show up and don't die.
yeah, no death. It looks like Grayson, I mean Kyler Murray. So it was a battle of the quarterbacks for us here, and I guess battle of the quarterbacks and wide receiver twos for us, literally.
You probably didn't realize this, but he had a hardcore carry for Kyler also. Kyler had 30. And you won by 14 points, and Lamar outscored Kyler by 14 points. So it really was a battle of
Team
your quarterbacks.
Lamar all day. Yeah, it looks like Jamar Chase. Like I said, I think before we even had our first week, I said he's either going to have a great week or he's not going to come show up, and it looks like he didn't show up.
Yeah, did not show up this week.
I'm fine if he doesn't show up against me. I'm not upset. Colts defense was abysmal. Browns defense was abysmal after their embarrassment by the Jets. That was kind of a sad game to watch. Don't know if you get to see it, but
The only actual game I had inventory all weekend, so the only game I got to watch was the Pats game, getting the dub. I didn't get to watch any other football all weekend, well, except for Thursday night. But
and hey, the Pats winning for you is all that matters.
you're damn right.
Yeah, I mean, even if Grayson started his best players, I still would have beat him, so that kind of makes me feel good.
Just beat that man down.
But I mean, nothing more to say. A little 14-point win. Lamar and Mike Williams carried me on their backs to the dub. Sometimes that's what it takes, you know. Two good players. Um, I guess if we want to move to Mr. Garrett and Austin, this was the game of the week, I will say, just for
Uh,
points wise. It's crazy. 177 to 144. They would have
yeah,
beaten anybody else.
yeah. He that's an unfortunate circumstance to be in, to score that many points and still lose.
I'd be
Uh,
sad.
yeah, yeah, Austin,
Um,
you're supposed to score as little points as possible whenever you lose. I'll show you about that here in a bit. Yeah, Garrett's team just popped off. I mean, Tyreek had 42. His defense had 29. The Bucks D. Josh
that's
Allen had
wild.
33.
His kicker had 12. I mean, when your worst player is, I guess, Kareem Hunt only getting eight's not really desirable, but
Yeah,
still,
Thielen with 9, but everyone else.
double digits. If your whole team almost gets double digits, you're pretty set. I mean, and then like looking at Austin's team, I mean, Jalen Hurts 33, DeAndre Swift's a beast. Stephon Diggs just ridiculous, 44
Yeah,
points.
44.
Like I'm just like looking, these numbers are wild. He almost pulled the unprecedented David 200 points.
Yeah. The problem was with Austin's side. I mean, he had Kyle Pitts only scoring 3. That really hurt. And
Kyle Pitts
then
is
Zeke with
struggling.
6.
Yeah, I mean, if Austin would have started Curtis Samuel, I mean, where would that have put him at? 22 over. I
Still
don't know.
probably he still lost. I mean, by 30 points.
Yeah, I don't think he would have saved himself even if he had his best players in. To be honest,
Yeah, Garrett's team just went crazy. I would like to note Kamara didn't even play week 2, so old man Kamara is still holding Garrett down.
you have been on the Kamara hate train. It's been paying off.
Hey, he's 1-0 without him in a starting lineup. That's all I know.
The first week without him, he wins. So there is writing on the wall. Maybe a trade target for a running back needy team. Who knows? Lord knows. But I mean, yeah, that's a crazy game. 177, 144. Like I think that's the peak. When you peak at week two, what
Yeah,
else
you're
are you gonna
supposed
do?
to save that for later, but
I mean, hey, a win's a win. So congrats to Garrett. Austin, still a great game. You would have beaten anybody else except Garrett.
yes. But sadly, you played Garrett this week, and that's just fantasy football's a bitch like that.
But your points
Uh,
against is gonna look good.
I am very, very jealous of Jalen Hurts, especially after the first 2 weeks. He was like the quarterback I really wanted. I got Trey Lance. I was happy with Trey Lance still up until this week. We'll talk about that, but
Yeah, let's go
I
ahead and
I
move
will
over there.
I was gonna take Jalen Hurts in my very next pick, and Austin just swooped him from me. And man, he's doing amazing.
Yeah, and then looking at Mr. Caleb's score here, 50 Shades
Yeah,
of
so let's,
Trey.
let's jump from the high game to the low game. See, Steve would have lost to anybody in the league except for me, but he happens to play me this week.
53 is almost impressive when you have a
I was
full
just
starting lineup.
I was looking at that last score, and all I could think about was each team had 2 players that outscored my entire team. Like if you put 2 of their players together, outscored my entire team.
That is kind of wild, actually.
That's kind of how it goes. Yeah, my team sucked. Trey Lance got hurt. Derrick Henry didn't do shit. Portland Sutton had a good game. He had 19. I'll take that anytime.
Yeah.
Dolphins defense with -9. Like Cole Kmet yet to catch a pass. Fuck the Bears were down the entire game to the Packers. I read this stat line. They threw 11 passes, and they were losing the whole game, and only threw 11 passes.
Well, that's not very many.
No,
When you're down, you usually pass the ball, but I don't know.
the
Yeah, I
Bears.
mean, I'm impressed with your team somehow managing 53 points, like fielding a full starting lineup.
Yeah, yep, that's how it goes.
And I mean, looking at your bench, it really wouldn't have helped you to switch him out too much.
Well, I have 3 hurt players on my bench right now.
Oh, the Caleb. Well, yeah, you got to change your name too.
Yeah, that's the worst of it all. I got to change my name. I'm waiting for some waiver movements and see who I end up with, and maybe we'll come up with something new.
But I mean, well, a win's a win for Steve, and he's 2-0 now.
Yeah, but looking at his team, didn't do like I said. He would have lost to anybody else. His team didn't do anything special.
No, like Devontae did not have the game like he did against me last week, which is frustrating to me, but
He still had a solid game though.
9 points.
Oh, I'm looking at the projections again. I'm sorry.
I was like, I don't know if nine's a solid game, but
Yeah, he was projected 18. That would have been a solid game.
that would have been. I would have considered that a good game indeed. But
His high score was his defense,
it was a game of
23.
defenses this week.
Yeah, that literally. I mean, his defense outscored my defense by what 32 points. How much did he beat me by?
Uh,
41.
41.
It would
That
have
would
been
have been
respectable.
yeah, that would have been a chunk of your beatenness. Yeah, I mean Russell Wilson's not cooking like they said to let Russ cook. But
No, that's Russ and Dalvin. Neither one doing a lot right now.
yeah,
Man,
I think my man, the running back situation on Steve's team is a little alarming, I'd say. But I don't
Montgomery had
know.
a 15,
He did.
and apparently they don't believe in throwing the ball. So
So apparently, yeah, he had 7 the first week, 15 second week. So
yeah, he came back up. And
that's
the
all
first
right.
week was that awful Rain Bowl game.
That is true.
Oh,
But yeah,
Bateman on his bench.
Looking at Steve's bench, he has no one else to plug in a running back. So that's that's kind of scary. But he doesn't need to at this point. So a win's a win, right?
Yeah, somehow, some way. It's really sad when your team doesn't break 100. No, I'm not calling out Steve at all because I've yet to break 100 this season, so I know all about that sadness. But the fact that you got to win, like, you know how much that sucks for us? Because I don't think Steve's team is bad, but they had a bad week and he still won. That really sucks for the rest of the league because
Yeah,
those are the ones you're like supposed to lose,
yeah. And I mean, now he's 2-0 with a bad week.
Yeah, surviving a bad week
And I just played him on his week where he beat me by 2, and I couldn't have just got him on this week.
would have killed him. That's
But
the
you
bitch of
live
it.
and learn.
By the way, who did we pick for the last game in this
Oh
game week?
shoot, yeah, I meant to look at that. You're right. Looks like we picked Austin for the Garrett matchup, so we both got that one wrong.
I know I
Garrett's
picked
gonna let
myself.
us know about that. For this one, we were split. You picked yourself, and I picked Steven.
Yeah.
So,
0 and 2 picking myself, baby.
hey, but you're consistent, so that's all right.
Consistently bad, baby.
I feel like it's hard not to pick yourself. It's kind of like unless you're like my team's on by everybody. But okay, yeah,
Where we
we'll
going?
move to Travis and Philip now. Just to
Travis and
start this off
Phillip.
so I don't forget. We both picked Philip, and guess what? Philip won. So we'll chalk that up to a victory.
Beautiful.
Um, Looking at this game now, Pat Mahomes, I'd say 20 points is not a good Pat Mahomes game,
It's like
but 20 points for any quarterback is usually pretty
20
solid.
points. 20 points. Eckler
Yeah.
had 17. That's solid. Jalen Waddle, fucking that game was crazy, dude.
Well, the fact they won is crazy.
I cannot believe Jalen Waddle went off for 40. And didn't Tyreek? I don't know who has Tyreek, but didn't he have a crazy week too?
Yeah, Garrett had Tyreek and he had 42.
It's just wild.
Yeah,
It's
I
almost my.
mean, Austin still did well. Like, I mean,
You mean Travis?
yeah, sorry, Travis. I don't know why I said Austin.
It's all good. That's what I'm here for.
We're both just tripping. I mean, yeah, Cam Akers got 7, so I mean that's more than his first week. Amon-Ra St. Brown, that guy had a great week. I don't know if Juju is just not gonna do well or he's just taking a minute.
I don't know either.
But I mean, when Travis loses by 4 and his tight end has 0, you know all about the tight end with 0, but I feel
I'd
like
vote
Dalton
to remove.
Schultz.
I vote to remove tight ends next year.
Dalton Schultz was like you're supposed to get some solid points out of him. He was supposed to do well this
Supposed
year.
to. You're supposed to.
But I mean, that's the way it goes, you know. Looking at his bench, oh, Pat Fryermuth on his bench with 12. That does suck.
That hurts. That's the dub right there.
It literally is. It like if he would just swap those guys out, yeah,
Are all these players on his bench hurt? I know Keenan's hurt.
they all got a very low
Alexander's
score, so I'm assuming they're either hurt or they're just
yeah,
trash.
he's got 4 zeros on his bench.
Well, I guess at least he didn't leave too many points on the bench.
Yeah, really.
I mean, yeah, Philip just pulled out a win. That's what matters. I mean,
Who'd have
AJ
thought
Brown did all right.
Carson Wentz outscored Mahomes. Played the wrong quarterback. I mean, he
Hey,
still won.
Carson
But
is looking good, I will say.
yeah,
He didn't look good to start the game, but man, I watched that game and he like just kept on going. But the Lions are impossible to beat. Let's see.
uh, aren't they 1-1?
Yeah, but they were close. They were close in the first game too,
But they got beat.
but they got beat. So they're not impossible, but they're difficult.
Well, I wouldn't say that the Commanders are a A-plus team, but it's fair
Um,
enough.
Giants and Eagles in sole possession of first place,
How in sole possession they're tied
but they're in sole possession together.
in that division.
Yeah, 2-0.
Who do the Giants play this week?
The Cowboys.
Oh, the Cowboys actually look good, even without.
They look better with Cooper Rush, in my opinion.
They damn near did, yeah.
And maybe it's just like he's riding the high of being in, and maybe this next week the Giants are just gonna destroy him. Who knows?
Maybe.
But Giants defense has been nice. I have been enjoying watching Giants football again. Alas, another topic for another time. But let's see. On to Nellis in Philly, a
This was the
very close game.
114 to 113.
These two
One
guys were
point.
at my house when their battle was going on, and Nellis was stressing. I don't blame him because it was just when the projections were going back and forth,
Yeah.
saying like, "Oh, yep, you're up by 10, you're 50% chance to win." But Aaron Rodgers actually did okay for Philly this week. 15 from Aaron is not really what I'd expect, but
No, but it definitely could have been worse. And then Nick Chubb went off. That's the big thing. Like
yeah, I mean,
really
literally,
carried
that's
his
it.
team. Everyone else, Mike Evans got kicked. He got ejected.
Yeah, and Hunter
That didn't
Renfro
help.
fumbled the ball twice in overtime. I
Dawson
was
Knox had a decent game.
I
Michael
was
Carter.
watching Philly's face when those fumbles happened, and he just the life left his body. Yeah, I
Watching
mean,
the man drain.
everyone on Nellis's team, like, he had a pretty solid outing. With Jonathan Taylor, that sucks. He got 6 points.
Yeah, the whole what the hell's going on in Indy, dude? They didn't even put any points up against Jacksonville. Not only did they get beat, they got blown out and shut out.
I don't think Matt Ryan's the answer.
Apparently not, dude.
Yeah, and I mean, it sucks for Nellis. He's got Garrett Wilson on his bench with 30 points.
Yeah, I don't think anyone saw that coming.
No, I mean, I wouldn't have started him over Mooney, but I probably wouldn't have started Mooney either.
So maybe over Mooney, but hindsight's 2020. I probably would have started Mooney going into the week.
I think I would have as well, but
I would have at least thought about it, but I probably would have started Mooney.
yeah, I mean, 1 point hurts, especially when you lost by 1 point. That does suck.
Yeah,
Would have beat him if they tied.
yeah, his bench had 71 total points. It's crazy. That's more than my starting lineup had.
Oh, when you put it that way,
Pouring it on myself. It's just
just
God.
pouring it on.
It was an awful week.
Dang, yeah. I mean, congrats to Philly, but
Who did
Close
we pick
game.
in this game? I feel like I took Nellis.
That's what we both took Nellis, both of us. So tack on another point, tack on another point, and
It's
let's
rough.
see. On to our last one here, Mr. Quan and Ethan. A surprise. Of course, Ethan's 2-0 again. I don't. He always has great seasons, man. Just always a threat.
Aaron Jones, Cooper Cup, both 30 plus. Crazy.
I just like. I feel like Aaron Jones is like you're gonna get 40 out of him or four,
Well,
and today was a 40, or last week was a
31.
40. But yeah, I mean, Quan's team. Looking at it, it's pretty consistent across the board, except for Jameis. Jameis had a really bad week.
Yeah, and that. Uh, what do you need? You need 18 points. Jameis could have done that.
Jameis could easily done that. I mean, Justin Jefferson getting 10 is kind of sad after his week one performance.
Couldn't expect him to get 40 again.
No, I mean that's just thing is I bet Quan probably did. I would have expected like maybe 20.
Quan's like, Jefferson's going to carry me every week.
It was funny because I was talking with we had volleyball Monday and I was talking with Bryce and he was saying to Quan to me, he's like, I'm up by 50 and the guy I'm facing has Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen. And I was like, you're done. You're done. And Bright and Quan was like,
Lost.
yeah, you're in trouble. And then
He
he,
probably did lose, didn't he?
yeah, I mean, Diggs got 44 on his own.
Yeah, and Josh Allen got like 30. He got blown out.
That's what I mean. I knew I was like, I would rather be in the other person's spot than your spot right now.
That is wild.
But I mean, not much to say about this game. Just kind of.
Who do we pick in this game?
So I
Can we say
think you
that?
might have got one on me here. Yeah, you picked Ethan. I picked Quan. So I took a fat L, and you took a fat dub.
So we both went 3-3 this week. Okay.
Yeah. So looking at the total, that brings me to 8-4, and you to 6-6. So you creeped up on me after your first week. So not too shabby. You're 50% on the picks. I'm whatever 8-4 is. I think that's like 60%, 70 maybe.
Uh, yeah, it'd be 66%.
But I don't know. This game or this week pretty much was
Wait,
like
what did you say I am?
6-6.
Okay.
So you're
So
even.
what?
This week's just kind of was like teams scored either a lot or not much. I feel like.
There was a few teams. I mean, 123 is pretty. I feel like 120 to 130 is like average. I know that may not be true, but in my mind, that's how I feel.
Let's do a quick Google here. What is the average? What is atheist? Why is that on my? What is the
Like, do you
average
need
PPR
do you need some
score?
Jesus in your life?
I guess so. Um, per week.
It's probably gonna tell you player averages.
I know. I'm already having trouble finding something. I want to read it. It says
Yeah.
111 is the average score.
Yeah, but we're better than average. So
111 for a 10-team league.
oh God, really? Man, I
Yeah.
don't feel as bad about not breaking 100 now.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd say 12. That means it would drop down. So I'd say
Yeah,
like
it should drop some.
105 to 108. Which, like, if looking through these, I mean,
There's only one. If you say it's 105 through 108, there's only one team in that range. CTC's Elf Boy, please change your name. But
well,
that's it. Everyone else is higher or lower.
Quan's also in there.
Huh?
Quan's
Oh, I didn't
107.
scroll over far enough. You're right.
But
The
yeah, I
axe.
mean, the averages would probably about be that. That would make sense. I feel like there have been some high scoring weeks though. Like people have been scoring a lot, but I don't know. I
Yeah,
think
like
our league
one.
is above average, like you said. We don't pick trash. But
Well,
when someone's hitting 177, 144, that kind of brings the average up. So
Garrett tripled my score.
that's more than tripled.
Yeah, well, triple would be 159. He scored 177.
He like tripled and a half your score.
That
That's
is
kind of
just,
impressive.
it's not impressive.
I'm curious what the lowest.
Impressive
What is the lowest PPR
that we
score possible? Well, I mean
zero.
zero, I guess.
I guess negative technically. No one could score, and then your defense could go for negative
You're
nine. Like,
right, but like that's hard to figure out because it's like you could purposely get a really bad score, but it'd be hard.
it'd be. I mean, you could purposely get zero and just
But yeah,
play a
you were
bunch of
trying. So I mean,
play.
53 is impressive when you're trying.
I was trying to win a fantasy football game and came up with 53 points.
It happens to the best of us here, but like I mean, week two. Let's go look at the standings real quick. We're only at 25 minutes. We got time.
I like it. I'm at the bottom. I can tell you that already.
Yeah, you and Travis are 0 and 2 here.
Also,
Um,
like to note, ESPN gives me a 6% chance of making the playoffs. I
that
know my
seems
chances
very
are
low.
low. Yeah, that seems very low, especially because everyone else in my division except for Steve is 1-1. So like, if
Yeah,
I
one.
win and a couple of those people lose, I'm right back in it.
Yeah, ESPN has no idea what they're talking about. I I think it has to do with your points for, honestly, because like
Probably my points for are bad.
let's see. Of course, Garrett has the highest points for. Quan second, Austin third, Philip fourth, me fifth. And then it just keeps going down. But yeah, you are dead last in points for.
My points for is 144.
Points against. Who has the most? Travis has the most points
Two.
against.
Yeah.
This makes me mad. The two people that are 2-0, bless you. That I guess it makes sense. They're 2-0 are Steven and Ethan. And guess who has the least points against? Steven and Ethan.
Yeah. Well, that's how it goes sometimes. Usually, I feel like that's how it goes.
Annoying to me, but it is how the cookie crumbles. I'm gonna go look at the what's it called?
The
The
playoff projections.
yeah. So it looks like I have gone from dead last to seventh.
Nice. I've gone from somewhere to dead last, probably.
You've gone from 11th to dead last. So not very far.
Not far to
Um,
fall.
Austin went 10th to 6th. Quan went from ninth to 10th.
Where's Steve and Ethan at?
For some reason, Philip is first. For some reason, Ethan went from third to eighth when
He's 2-0.
when he won.
See, that doesn't make a lot of that. See, ESPN doesn't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I don't like that projection, but it is what it is. I don't know. That's weird to me. It doesn't make any sense, but I guess week two's down, on to week three. We have another. That's the nice thing about fantasy football. It just keeps on coming, and it don't stop.
Yeah, hopefully I won't be bent over this time.
Well, you and me play, so it's a
Whoa,
battle
whoa,
of the
whoa! That's
commish.
next episode's the previews. Okay, now
Yeah, we can't be diving in yet, but the meeting of the minds.
the meeting of the minds. I like it.
Well, we pretty short little episode. I think that's all right. Little bring out the viewership for the shortness.
Oh yeah, people might actually watch this one. What's our top video at right now? Do you know? It's got to be like
25 views and like
20.
four
Woo!
comments.
Bro, we're about to get sponsorships.
I'm just saying we only have 12 people in the league, and I know not all 12 watched it. So we doubled how many people are in the league.
I made Michelle watch it.
So
Well, the
there's
first
okay, there's
episode.
one at least. Bailey hasn't watched it, so I know she didn't support our cause. She heard me say
Wow.
that. She says she's the worst, and I can't even bring myself to say no. Doesn't support the boys.
Well, yeah, I think that's all we got this episode, man. We got a big episode coming up.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that one.
We'll send this one out tonight, and Wednesday episode is going to be great.
It's probably going to be the worst one yet, but it's a big shocker.
All right. Pre-game signing out.
Peace
To
out.
the next one, boys.